Yeah, I do agree with you to a certain extent because I myself I am a believer in yoga. Not because I took your classes, but the thing is that it gives me something to slow down. You know, in this busy world, yoga has helped me to slow down my mentally, emotionally, and just to reflect on myself. I mean, personally, that's how I feel. Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay. Then, having said that, I also understand that you do conduct Zoom classes for Singaporeans, right? I'm very surprised because you make effort. Yeah. Despite the difference in our time zone, you do make an effort to entertain our Singaporean sisters twice a week. Yeah, and I think
Yeah, I must say there's a blessing in disguise with this pandemic going on. I know it's still going on, but I think when we were at the peak of the pandemic, where most countries, forced into lockdown, that's when I explored the option of moving my teaching to the online platform. And yeah, alhamdulillah, with the time difference, despite the 8 hours difference, you know, um, it gives me the opportunity of instead of just doing my classes locally, I get to reconnect with my friends, my family in Singapore, and invite them on board to join me doing yoga online. So yeah, I'm actually doing 2 group classes. Yeah, Wednesday evening and Friday evening with the Singapore group. And the timing works, it's 8 o'clock in Singapore, time where people start to wind down after a long day of work. And it's just about lunchtime here, 12 o'clock here in the UK for me. So yeah, blessing in disguise, the pandemic actually bring out something good for me to be able to reconnect with my friends in Singapore and also get together and do yoga and for our mental well-being, looking after ourselves. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I agree with you. I have to thank our technology. That's why we are here today talking, communicating like as if, we are having a good time, chit chatting, yeah, updating each other about our lives and what we have been doing. And I don't feel that you're so far away. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks to technology, I can't imagine being away from family, like let's say 20, 30 years ago, maybe even longer, 30,
Yeah.
40 years ago, where, the only form of communication, you have to personally, manually dial, use your IDD, international calling card or whatever, or writing, letters, and it would take maybe weeks.
Yeah.
I think it's still nice to have that personal touch when you receive a handwritten letter or a call. You can still make a call now, so I think now it makes things easier. So yeah, in a way, I'm glad that being away from my family and technology is
We feel closer, yeah, although we might be
yeah,
far,
so
many miles
distance
away.
doesn't
Yeah,
doesn't make a difference as in how far we are.
correct. Physically we might be so far apart, but I think mentally, emotionally, we feel so close to one another.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Any plan to visit Singapore? Don't you miss your family, the food, your friends?
Yes, I try. I try to go back every year, and alhamdulillah, all these years, every year I'll go back and see my family, catch up with my friends. But obviously, for the last a year or so, because of travel restrictions and all the
Plan has to
travel
be
restrictions and
postponed.
change of plans and all that. So I've not been back. But yeah, inshallah, next year, 2022, will be a new year, better year for all of us. So that's the plan, to fly back and see my family in Singapore and catch up with my friends. Yeah.
How is COVID at the moment in UK? How is the situation there?
Well, I would say that our vaccination exercise has been pretty effective. So people actually come forward and have their both vaccinations. So we are now on the rollout for the booster. So the easing of the restrictions, lockdown, we're pretty much back to normal. We still have to wear masks at some places and all that, face coverings. But unfortunately, funny that you ask, this morning when I was reading with reading the news, it's actually a new variant, not Delta, something that they've actually discovered in South Africa, I think, that might change how things are moving forward. So I'm not sure what's the situation going to be like in the UK once, you know, that thing, give it a few days or a week to see what the government actions that they need to take, whether we're gonna start with some restrictions and then hopefully not full lockdown. But I think it's just part and parcel of life now, you know, it's just part of our lives now that we just have to live with it. And at the same time, be cautious when you're out and about.
I agree with you. I think it's the same thing in Singapore. No doubt Singapore, we are quite relaxed now, but we still have to practice a lot of safety measuring, safety measures to make sure that everybody is taking care of, everybody. Okay, so before I end off the session, this is the two questions that I'm going to ask all my sisters on board. So one of the question is, Sis Nabilah, what is your philosophy of life, if you do have?
Oh, gosh. My life philosophy, I would say that everything in moderation. Yeah, everything in moderation. Just do your personal best and leave the rest to him.
Just do your best and let Allah take care of the rest. Yeah. Okay, and how is your relationship with money? I mean, my next question, that I'm going to ask all my sisters. What do you think that women and money, how do you think the relationship should be?
I think it should be a positive relationship. Money is not evil. Money is not bad. As I've said, I believe in everything in moderation. So when you have money, let's say you have, the wealth, money in a money sense, I think it can also help you to do more charity, help people with what you have, not just with money. Sometimes also when you talk about doing charity, it can also be the time that you volunteer or doing things that you can help with the unfortunate. But if you talk about relationship with money, it should be positive, because sometimes it can also be challenging when you don't have money. So having the means to perhaps help other people, or when you're ill, when you're not well, it can just facilitate things better. Yeah.
Money is not everything, but we know that everything practically needs money. Luckily the air that we breathe, we don't need to pay. I can't imagine if we have to pay for the air that we breathe.
But surprisingly now, do you realize that you actually pay for water? The tap water that they put in a bottle, you actually pay for that. What you can do is actually just bring your own water in a water bottle and take it with you, and you can drink it anywhere, anytime. So maybe in the future, not too far in the near future, where people will bottle air, bottle it up, and then when you need to breathe, you might need to breathe from the bottle, so you have to pay. Well, I don't know. That's just something.
I hope that won't happen. Okay. So, before we end off, is there any one question you want to ask me?
So it's the other way around now. I'm asking you a question, and okay, sure.
Only one question, my dear sister. I mean, I'm giving all my sisters the privilege to ask me one question. Maybe this is also another way how you can get to know me better.
Okay, sure. I have one. I've got one question for you. If let's say you can turn back time, any time in your life, whether let's say you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, if you can turn the time and go back to anywhere, back to the past, is there any point of your life that you would want to go back to, stay as it is, or change if you can?
Interesting. If suddenly I have that magic time, Okay. you know what? If I can do that, I only want not too far back, but probably in early 2019. I wish I can spend more time with Ayah. That's all. That's all I want. I just feel that I don't spend enough time with him when he got sick in May 2019. Yeah, and I wish that I just have one day when he was healthy, then just to sit down and be with him, just to chit chat with him. But okay, I don't mean to be emotional here. But having said that, I still feel that it's not too late. I still have my mom, Ibu. So that's why I've been telling myself that I will spend time with my mother. Yeah, because I feel that at this age, our parents don't need our money. They just need our time. And they just need to hear our voices. That's all. So maybe this is something I want to share with all the sisters out there. If you still have your aged parents with you, and if they're still healthy, please make time for them. Okay? They don't want your money. They just want to hear our voice. They just want to know that we care about them. Yeah, that's basically that's all I have to say. Okay, so yep. Thank you so much, Miss Nabilah. Sis Nabilah. Okay, it's so nice to have you with us in our first episode, and I hope that this short sharing has benefited those who was listening, and maybe one or two advice for you if there are people out there who has intention to move to, yeah, whether it's UK or any parts of the world. What would be your advice to them?
Yeah, sure. Whether you are moving here for studies, for work, or for whatever reasons, I think the first thing is to come here with an open mind. Yeah. Come here with an open mind. Of course, do some research depending on what you are moving here for. And never compare with the country that you're from. Obviously, if you talk about, I'm from Singapore, friends, family from Singapore wanting to move to the UK. Never ever compare how things are in Singapore and over here, or any country or city that you're going to move to. It's not going to do you any good. Okay, because different country has its own system, different country has its own government policies and all that. So only by comparing, oh, things back home is this way or better or worse or whatever, it's just not going to make you make the move any easier. So go with an open mind, embrace the experience, the good and bad. Of course, before that, pre-move, you have to do your research, know what you're getting yourself into. At the same time, you cannot be prepared for everything. You need to also cut some slack and give yourself, just be easy on yourself if, let's say, some things that you planned didn't work out as the way they are. And then just take each day at a time. And when you are already in the city, in the country that you're in, I would say that with an open mind, try new things, try different adventures, meet new people, and just take everything one day at a time and take it in stride.
Yeah, maybe I want to add one more thing. Wherever you go, how successful you are in other people's country, always remember that deep inside, we are still Singaporean. Yeah, we are Asians.
Yes. Yeah.
That's something that I'm very proud of. Thank you, Sis Nabilah. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate this sharing. Yeah. So I really sincerely hope that whoever who are listening, if you want to get in touch with Sis Nabilah, you can always find her at her Facebook. Yeah, Nabilah Zaharuddin Whitaker. Okay, it's okay. You can always PM me. Yeah, I can always link you up. That's all this chit chat is all about. Okay, so thank you for having us. Yeah, thank you for your time. And I wish you all the best. Yeah, and I really wish that you will be back in Singapore soon. Yeah, definitely you miss the food,
Yeah,
right?
inshallah.